Boxing Truth here, back with another video. Alright, let's talk about Golden Boy's two upcoming fighters. You got one who is considered a prospect, but he's ranked as high as number 2 in the WBO, and Vergil Ortiz in the welterweight division. You got Ryan Garcia, the interim champion at WBC in the lightweight division. Now, there's been a lot of talk about these two, especially among Golden Boy and Oscar. When Oscar and Ryan were beefing, Oscar turned to Vergil saying that he was the real deal, that he was the future of Golden Boy's company, future Golden Boy boxing. And it makes you question who really is better between the two. Obviously, Ryan has more star power. He has more charisma. He has more style. He has more flash. And Vergil, he is just a workman-like type fighter. Goes in there, does his job, gets in knockout victories, wins, looks good most of the time, and then moves on to the next. But if you look overall in their careers, one's a little ahead of the other at this current moment. Even though they're both practically the same age, they are the same age. And Ryan right now has a lead in the race among these two guys of who is really going to be the future of this company, or the future of Golden Boy boxing. Ryan is coming off a good win against a top contender in the division, in the division that he competes at. He's beaten a top 10, top 5 lightweight in the division. That's something Vergil Ortiz has yet to do in his respective division. He's fighting at welterweight now after starting his career at 140 pounds. And there's reports that he's going to fight another junior welterweight. A lot of people are happy with the fight. It's an okay fight, him fighting Maurice Hooker if it gets done, but what is it really going to accomplish for Vergil when he's ranked as high as number 2 in the WBO in the welterweight division by feasting on another junior welterweight coming off, well, he's not coming off of a knockout loss, but 2 fights removed of getting iced by Jose Ramirez? What is that really going to accomplish for Vergil? I'd rather see Vergil fight a top 10 welterweight contender, not a former champion from a lighter weight division who's 2 fights removed of getting absolutely stopped in devastating fashion by Jose Ramirez and Maurice Hooker. So right now, Ryan has the lead in this race. He's coming off a legitimate win against a legitimate contender in his respective division. Vergil Ortiz is still fighting 140 pounders. So to me, it's a step back for Vergil in taking this fight. I'd rather see him fight a Jamal James type, a number 1 contender or a top 5 contender like Ryan Garcia did, a David Evanesian, a Kavalauskas type of opponent. I want to see that type of fight. I don't need to see him fight undersized welterweights who are coming off knockout losses, and what's pretty much a recipe for a knockout win for Vergil if he fights Maurice Hooker. That's just what it is. Okay fight, not the worst fight in the world, but there's better fights out there for Vergil, especially in the welterweight division. But who's better, Ryan or Vergil? Well, if you look at the amateur history books, Ryan and Vergil have fought before in the amateurs. So let's just take a look at one round here. This is a fight in the amateurs back in 2014, I believe. Both of them are 16 years of age. This is the final round of their fight. You see Ryan's in the red. He's coming out very quick, landing very good sharp punches, and he's pretty much trying to steal this fight away from Vergil. Vergil is the guy in the blue. He's the more aggressive type, the hunt you down type fighter. Ryan is moving, he's boxing, and he's landing sharp razor-like punches and just trying to limit the damage as much as he can and land his big shots. And damn, that was very dirty by Vergil, what he just did there. So Ryan's game plan is, to move away from Vergil's big punches, land his shots, and try to get points on both defense and offense at the same time. So you see in this fight, it's a contrast of styles, contrast of personalities, and it's the same thing outside the ring. Ryan is just moving the needle more. He's really good at his social media game. I don't like the way he behaves sometimes. Sometimes he acts like a little bitch. Sometimes he doesn't act like a prize fighter. And Vergil's, practically the opposite. Quiet, but doesn't complain. Just goes in there and does a job. Gets an assignment, trains hard, and then puts in the work, and most of the time puts on a great performance. But right now, Ryan's ahead of him. He's leading in the pack. And right now, he's leading in this fight, this amateur fight. So is Vergil really the real deal for Golden Boy at welterweight? Is he really better than Ryan Garcia? It's not looking like it in the ring here. Vergil does not show me that he's much better. He's showing me that he's the aggressor. But he's having trouble landing shots on Ryan. Overall, it was a good, it was a competitive fight between the two. And it really depends on who you liked, what you like to see in a fight. Do you like to see aggression? Do you like to see, a guy coming after you? Or do you like to see a guy who's, landing cleaner punches, landing more punches, and also making his opponent miss at times as well, which is what Ryan did in this fight. A clash of styles, different things to look at here. Who's landing the better punches. Vergil's aggressive, but is he landing the better punches? Is he landing more punches? Ryan is boxing, moving, landing good punches, and also making Vergil miss. Very close fight. But in the end, Ryan got the decision. And why did he get the decision? He got the decision because he landed better punches. He landed the cleaner punches. He also made Vergil miss more than Vergil made Ryan miss. So overall, Ryan was a better fighter because he did better offensively and he also did better defensively. So in the point scoring system, Ryan's going to get the victory, as you see there. So, who's really better among these two? I think Ryan has more. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to say. I need to see Vergil in there with a top 10, top 5 welterweight contender. Ryan has more potential in star power, money making. He has a bigger fan base. He will be in bigger fights. But Vergil can prove along the way that he's the better fighter. He didn't prove it on this night 6 years ago or 7 years ago in the amateurs, but maybe he can prove it in his overall career. But he needs to fight better fighters and better competition than junior welterweights moving up and Maurice Hooker. It's not the worst fight in the world, but there are better fights in the welterweight division for Vergil Ortiz to make and to legitimize himself as the number 2 contender for the WBO. There are top 10, top 5 guys who are better fights for Vergil that will show that he's a true legitimate contender, just like Ryan showed that he's a legitimate contender in his respective division. So it's going to be a fun ride with these two. Golden Boy has high hopes for both. But in the end, these two might not be the future of Golden Boy. Could be another fighter that's in a higher weight class. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.